Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, out on another walk. And this time, I'm in Reigate. I'm here at the behest of one of my viewers. Yes, Matthew Holdsworth has said, come to Reigate, I want to show you around. So, of course, I'm in Reigate. Let's see if we can meet him. Hello, Matthew.
Hi, Richard.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
You've got me up to Reigate.
Yep.
What are you going to take me to see?
Well, we're going to go and have a look at the castle and the castle grounds today, and we're going to go through a tunnel first.
Oh, fantastic. Shall we
carry on?
Shall we go?
Yep.
In front of us is a tunnel. This tunnel's rather special, isn't it?
It is. It's the world's first road tunnel.
The world's first road tunnel
It is
in
indeed.
Reigate.
In Reigate.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? Built of, brick.
It's brick,
on the
yes.
inside.
Yeah.
But this is going under what, a sandstone?
This is a little sandstone hill that's been left,
Right.
where the castle sits above us.
Oh, right, okay. And either side you've got these arches, which you were telling me before we started filming, go into caves.
Yes, so they were caves that were used for sand mines, and I think sand was used for glass.
So can people go into the tunnels and explore?
Yes, they're open a few times a year. They've got some World War II shelters in there still, and they've got some it's a very large cave complex,
Oh, right.
which actually quite a lot of it runs underneath quite a lot of Reigate as well.
It's
So they're in
very-
the cellars and things.
It's very ornate, isn't it? The front of it there.
Yes, it was made, I think, by the person who lived in Priory Park at the time, who owned most of the town,
Right. Oh,
and it
right.
was to get a quick way to get through into Reigate Hill.
Now Reigate, it's a busy town, isn't it? Hence
It's a
we've
very
just
busy
heard
town,
with the
yes.
with the ambulance there.
Yeah.
It's not sort of paved off and all the rest of it. The roads go straight way through it.
That's right. So you've got the main road that goes between Redhill and Guildford, and then the road that goes from Reigate all the way up into London as well, that goes through.
Now there's a very lovely looking building in front of us as we go through the town towards the castle.
Yes.
Can you tell me what that is?
It's the old town hall,
wow.
and this was built, I think, in the late 1700s. It's recently converted into a coffee shop.
Oh, well, so many buildings are now coffee shops, aren't they?
They are, yes.
But beautiful arches, and presumably being the old town hall underneath would have been where the cheese cellars, the dairy and all
Absolutely, yes. And this indeed actually has cellars underneath it as well.
that. Oh, does it?
Yes, still.
I've not been to Reigate before, which we're in Surrey, aren't we?
We're in Surrey, yes.
Get that out the way. I've not been to Reigate before, and it's one of those places which actually, as I drove up to meet you today, I noticed there were very few signposts to Reigate, which is a bit weird, from the south, probably
Yeah.
from the north. But from the pictures that you sent, it's a fascinating and beautiful town with lots of interesting architecture.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's almost a little bit off the beaten track, although it's quite a commuter town. The railways avoided it in the 19th century.
That will explain.
And that would be the reason why. And Redhill was built in the 19th century largely.
Yes. I don't think Redhill is anything quite as nice.
Not really, no.
No.
If we go to the right here, we can go into the castle grounds. There's actually a picture here.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Which shows the High Street in 1911. It was someone drew this here, I think last year or the year before, and it's based on one of the photos taken by Francis Frith.
Yes, I love those Francis Frith photographs.
Yes, and I think he lived locally.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think he actually lived in North Reigate.
Oh, right.
So up here, we're walking up into the castle grounds.
So we should say that this is a Motte and Bailey castle,
It's a
isn't
Motte and
it?
Bailey. It's a Norman originally.
Yes.
It was the Earl of Warenne, I think, who owned most of this part of the...
I'm just going to stop you for a minute because I just wanted to look at that lovely timber.
Ah, yes.
The bit of timber in the wall here with these beautiful, a bit of infill, of course.
Yes, this is Tudor, I think, this building. This is the Reigate stone.
Ah.
So you can see there's quite a lot of Reigate stone here, which is the local sandstone which was quarried locally.
Right.
And you find this in quite a lot of the older buildings.
So we're popping up some steps, and then suddenly we find ourselves, well, it looks like we're going into country.
Yes, it's almost on a little roundabout, the castle itself. There's not much of the stonework of the castle there. It was bought by a local gentleman at the time in the 18th century and opened up as some pleasure grounds, and he built the folly you can see in front here.
Ah, right, yes. Because when you said it's a Motte and Bailey castle, because most Motte and Bailey castles initially would have been made of timber.
Yes.
And then some, of course, had stone towers and stuff. But as you say, this is a folly.
Yes.
And of course, you know, you look at it, it's a very artistic folly, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, a little bit of artistic license, I think, on it.
But lovely in the lovely setting.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's a real kind of little haven of peacefulness up here most of the time.
Yeah, wow.
So if we go underneath here,
Okay.
and up the steps, we can then go over the top of here.
Oh, brilliant.
And we can actually go into the motte itself, where the motte was.
Yes.
It is.
Well, it's nice to see. Oh, look, bluebells.
Yes.
Got some bluebells. Because we're filming in April, towards the end of April. I always like to say when we're filming so people get a vague idea
Yes.
of the time of year, although the bluebells sort of do tend to give that away a bit. Let's come up these steps here. So these are the sort of, wow, pleasure gardens.
Yes, this is the castle grounds here, so this is open to the public all year round.
So would this have been the Bailey, the original Bailey
Yes,
of the
this
Motte?
bit here would be the Bailey, I
Yeah.
think. Quite expansive, it carries on quite a long way that way. There's a small sunken bit there where the caves actually sank in the 19th century,
Oh, right.
and there was a bit of a collapse. Now if we go round to the right just past this way, we'll
Okay.
go over into the...
Okay. Sorry, I'll just keep this side of you. Past the groundsman doing all the maintenance work. Through another archway.
Yes, where we
On
go
the top.
over the top here. So this would have been the original Norman motte here.
Quite a big motte there.
A very big motte,
Yes. With the lawn there, it looks like it's a bit half mowed,
Half mowed.
looking resplendent, with a pyramid in the centre.
Yes, now the pyramid sits right on top of Baron's Cave, which is another cave that's underneath there, and this is one of the entranceways in, so there's a little door around the side we can have a look at.
Oh, right, with steps going down, presumably.
Yes, although the access I think from this side is very difficult, and they don't
Yes.
they don't do that anymore.
No, public health and safety. No doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is a shame. But yeah, it's amazing that you can just step out of the town and suddenly here you are raised up above it, and you could be out in the countryside.
Absolutely.
Love it.
And
I
you've got
really
the
like
view
it.
right over there to the down to the south is Priory Park, and you've got the hills there, which is the Greensand Ridge,
Oh, right.
and to the right is the North Downs. So we're stuck
So
right
you-
in the middle of them.
Yes, absolutely.
Now round the other side is the entrance.
Let's have a little look at that.
I think here we are.
Here we go.
As you can see, no one's really used this for some time.
No, you'd have struggled to get through there. It
Wouldn't
looks
get
like
down there
people
now.
have tried to,
Yes.
but let's just see if we can poke the camera in a little bit just to get a vague view. Hello? Anybody there? Nobody in.
Well, down in that cave there is a fiberglass dinosaur
Oh,
that they think was found in the 1970s. It was used for a Doctor Who special.
oh, right.
So
oh, interesting.
allegedly, no one knows quite how it got there.
No, it's such a small aperture to get a dinosaur down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, there's the other entrance down the bottom as well.
Oh,
yeah.
you just dispelled the myth
I'm
there.
sorry. I'm sorry. It's like an episode of Mythbusters.
It is.
Yes.
So you've got to just point out that there's a lovely array of different trees here. This year I'm trying to do some tree identification, and because we're into the spring, it's at that moment where all the trees are just springing into life. It's absolutely wonderful to see. But I have to say my species identification is fairly limited at the moment.
I don't think I'm going to be much help,
No.
I'm afraid.
Okay.
I can tell you that it's that one's in blossom. And,
Oh, yes, there we go.
And
That
there's a pine tree over there, but yeah, that's almost my
That's
limit.
it.
Yes.
Right, I'll bear that in mind then. There's a tree expert.
Yeah.
Pretty low on my agenda.
I'm afraid so.
Yeah, never mind.
Never
Let's
mind.
see what we can see view-wise then.
So over here we've got that's the hills of Priory Park there, which is all open countryside. You've got the high streets just down here, some Victorian buildings, but that's all Priory Park.
So I mean that's what's really interesting. That the building you can see in front of it, or the chimneys that we can see attached to a roof, goes down to the high street.
Yes, those are the back of the shops.
Yeah. Oh right. You wouldn't know that if you'd been beamed down here
No,
from
not at all.
space. Quite fascinating, because coming up as I did from Worthing, where I live, to here, you go through Crawley, you go through Horsham to Crawley, then you start coming up Hawley and Gatwick Airport.
Yeah.
It's all quite built up, and then suddenly you come into this quite sort of countrified bit. I hadn't
Absolutely.
appreciated that Reigate was quite so countrified, because you kind of think, yeah, Gatwick Airport, you're more or less in
You can rush to
Croydon,
get
London.
into London, absolutely.
Yeah.
But there's quite a nice bit here, I think.
Yeah.
Still quite...
No, I hadn't appreciated that. Well, listen, we've sort of run out of time on this little walk, but you're going to take me on some more walks.
I
aren't
am,
you?
absolutely, yes.
Fantastic. So, do check out the more walks. We've yet to record them actually, but they will be up. So do check those out. But for the moment, Matthew, thank you so much for taking me around the Reigate Castle and its pleasure gardens. And whilst the man over there is mowing the rest of the lawn, let me sweep the camera around so we can see the council are working hard, which is nice to see.
It's very good to see, absolutely.
Yeah. So join us again when Matthew and I will be doing another little stroll around.
Lovely.
Yeah. Till
Thank
then, bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Right, you know the way out?
I do.
Oh, good.
Yes.